Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of I Wonder Wednesday. Today, we're talking about some of our more interesting cases of emergencies or just strange things that have happened. And so we're gonna have a few really fun stories today.
I was going to say, the first thing that I would mention is that we always have a doctor on call. So if something weird happens to your eye after 5 or on the weekend, anytime, day or night, you call our same number. It tells you in the message, you press 2 or 3, depending upon the doctor who's on call, and it gets you in touch with somebody. So you don't have to go to the emergency room or anything like that. You can call us up if you have a problem with your eye.
And when I'm on call, you'll leave a message and I will call you back because I don't want to be in the middle of doing something like mowing the lawn and answer a call that I have no idea what's there. So give me a little bit of a heads up on what's going on. Give me your phone number. We'll call you back within about 30 minutes and we'll be able to take care of you.
Yeah, I was going to say my favorite thing that I wanted to talk about other than that was this one time when I had a patient come in and he got something in his eye. And when I first looked at it underneath the microscope, it looked like the wing of an insect. And I was freaking out because it was buried in there. And so I'm thinking, how long am I going to have to be digging out pieces of a bug or an insect out of this guy's eye, you know? So I'm like, okay, here we go. So I get the forceps, which is a fancy word for tweezers, and I start pulling it out, and lo and behold, it's a seed. And so it came out really easily, and the gentleman was fine. But there for a while, it was touch and go, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we've had all kinds of interesting things. I had a patient, you know who you are, had a piece of a leaf. They were out weed eating. And some of the leaves out here on some of the grasses that we cut are really sharp on the edges. You might not know that, but this patient was out just trimming away, weeding, got something there, and he could see it. It was a fairly big piece of leaf, and it was over here on the white part of the eye, but he couldn't get it out. Well, he came in. The leaf had cut through the skin on what we call the conjunctiva. It's kind of a thin membrane over the white part of the eye. It had cut through and embedded itself underneath that. Now, the easy way to get it out would be to cut the conjunctiva and take it out. In Kansas, I can't do those types of surgical procedures, but I found the entrance wound. I was able to reach in through the entrance wound, not altering any tissue, and grab that leaf. And I actually have a picture of the leaf in place and then me sliding that leaf out from under that conjunctiva. Really cool. And there was little pieces of dirt and grit that were on that leaf too that we had to go back through there and clean out. But it was definitely one of the more interesting things, just seeing somebody with this bright green leaf like stuck to their eyeball that they couldn't get out. You mentioned bugs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think every one of our doctors has removed bugs from people's eyes.
Right.
Those little tiny gnats that buzz around, they can cause a really, really big inflammatory effect from allergies. A lot of people are really kind of allergic to whatever those bugs are carrying on them. Motorcycle riders. I had a motorcycle rider that got hit with a grasshopper right here, and I dug 2 or 3 pieces of grasshopper leg out of that guy's eye.
Yeah.
So be careful out there.
Wear your safety glasses.
Yeah, we get all kinds of injuries. We get pieces of metal in the eye.
Oh yeah, that's very common. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do is take a piece of metal out of somebody's eye. We make it comfortable for you. We'll numb it up. We'll take that piece of metal out, we'll make it look good, and it will scar less. So if you think you have something in your eye, it's always better to get in and find out. One of my favorite stories was when I was new to being an eye doctor. I had a patient come in with a piece of metal in their eye, and I dug it out thinking that I did a great job on that. It was easy, no problem. We bring those patients back to make sure that they are not having any infection, because a lot of times that foreign material isn't clean.
Right. And the conjunctiva and in the corneal epithelium, the top layer of the cornea, that's your eye's main barrier toward infection. And when you get a piece of metal in your eye, that's going to break that barrier. That's like leaving the door open for bugs and bacteria to get in there and cause infections. And so it's very important to check back and make sure that an infection didn't happen and that it healed properly without damaging the eye.
Well, I thought I did great. Patient came back the next day and he was hurting worse. And I started to look around and he had 2 pieces of metal in his eye. I took the big obvious one out and there was one actually embedded in the skin under the upper eyelid. And so after I took that one out, the patient did fine.
Yeah.
He was not as impressed as I was with my first foreign body removal, but everything turned out well. And guess what? Now, when I see a piece of metal in somebody's eye, I look everywhere and make sure there's not a second one.
Exactly, yeah. Other bugs that can get into your eye are bugs that you can't see. I had a patient who wasn't cleaning their rigid contact lenses properly. She was storing her contact lenses in tap water. There is bacteria and different things in tap water, and she got an infection that we weren't able to cure because it was a parasite that would just go deeper and deeper, and she had to have her eye removed. And so very important to take care of your contact lenses properly, because sometimes there's nothing that we can do, and so it can get to a point where it's not good. So
Safety glasses are important.
yeah,
If you pick up a power tool, if you pick up a weed eater, make sure you're protecting yourself. You only get one set of eyeballs.
yeah. Wear safety glasses, click the like button, follow us, subscribe.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.